In here 1 second, please. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. Get one more post here. 1 second. There. Great. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today, and happy Tuesday. So turnaround Tuesday a little bit today. So a little bit. We've got a shooting star candle going on the daily chart. So we'll see how that ends up playing out. But anyway, guys, excited about continuing our series here this week as we follow up on the harmonics charts from this weekend. So we're going to be doing harmonics follow up. So before we get started, though, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see where we left off at the market here today, and then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what we're up to or down to here this evening. What might be setting up going in tomorrow, and then we're going to take a look at the topic, and then we'll go through questions and chart requests. So let's get started. All right, guys, so SPX, you know the deal. What happened here, right? We had a bearish engulfing candle last month, and so far this month we've pushed above it, right, invalidating that candle. And now we're just going to see. We got a couple days left in the month here. Amazing how fast October went. 3 more trading days left this month. We'll see where we end up here and how we finish up with this candle. So weekly chart, again, bit of an upper shadow right here near the upper Bollinger Band here on the weekly, but just kind of hanging out. And the daily chart, we got a shooting star right here. And, guys, this is right off of the 1.618 extension from this harmonic here. Right, you go here. Here to here, right? Shooting star right off of that. So again, we're going to see if that holds. If not, right, I would expect I would anticipate at least a 382 pullback, right, from this, from this wave up here. Here, right? So maybe a little bit of a pullback here to the 44.95 or 4,500 possibly, or just simply the 45.25, the 80 MA might be a reasonable one, right? But usually the 382 off a harmonic is what we shoot for, right? And then we see where we go from there. Otherwise, this thing could continue to work its way up, right, as it's been doing. So, but again, this wave has been huge, right? It's just been gap go, gap go, gap go, gap go every day, right? Since this rally here, after we pointed out the 1-2-1-2 potential, right? Once we gapped above here, 1-2-1-2, a gap oftentimes implies a wave 3, right? So a lot of gaps here in this wave 3 move, right? And this is a pretty huge move, right? If you just go back to some of the recent just impulsive waves up, right? You got, like this wave right here, right, is this distance, right? So if you take that right here, okay, we're almost double that one, just bigger than this one, right? So I mean, has been a huge move, right? There's no question about it. And so the real question is, when is this shooting star going to get things going here on the daily chart and give us at least a little wave 4 pullback? We started to get some bearish price action today, which was fun, of course, but then there's some pretty deep retraces on it too, just not super strong, right? So we'll just have to see how those play out going into tomorrow. So speaking of which, let's take a look at the futures and see what we're up to down to here this evening, and see what we got going on. So of course we're green, just because of the way the market is, right? So rallying up here again, we had this really grind. We had a nice sharp drop here today, kind of out of nowhere, no news, right? And then we just rallied up and just kind of retrace pretty much about the 618 retrace here today. We from the highs to the lows, you go from here to here, right off the 618, and then we bounced down off of that. So pretty powerful move there into the close. And now we're basically just going to see how this goes going into the rest of the evening, right? So let's get a channel on here. Just kind of track both levels, and we got this little bit of a rally right here, but we got this bounce-ish area right here. So let's see if we stay contained within this channel, or if we break out of it and get back to fresh all-time highs. So that's kind of the what we have on the radar going into tonight. So good stuff there. So again, guys, let's do some follow-up. Let's see what we got going on. So some pretty interesting stuff, right? So we talked about harmonics this weekend. We incorporated harmonics with Elliott Wave. Very, very powerful stuff, right? But it has to set up, right? That's one of the key things, right? So Facebook was definitely on the bullish radar today, but Facebook never gave us a bullish setup today. It gave a couple little rally points, right? But let's go and take a look here at the daily chart and see what we're looking at. So just as a reminder, right? So this was the harmonic that we talked about this weekend, right? So if we held the 886, and most certainly if we held this pivot low, right, the 100% retrace, the 0% move, if we held this level, then this still could be considered a 1-2, and then we could be working on a wave 3, right? So we were hoping we'd get a gap up off of earnings on Facebook. It looked like it was going to gap up a little bit, and we just ended up pushing over yesterday's highs just a teeny little bit, and then ended up dropping, right? So there was no bullish price action on this one today, right? In fact, I mean, just a little bit here at the end of the day, but it had already invalidated. So in other words, this harmonic is done, right? This is no longer valid, right? So this, we take away all these pretty charts, right? So all this work for nothing. No. So ultimately, what does this do? So basically, it just tells us that, hey, the harmonic wasn't real. It didn't exist. It looked like it could have. We were anticipating it, but we needed some price action to confirm it. We didn't get that price action. So at this point now, we assume that we're still in some sort of corrective phase, right? So what we do is let's go ahead and get a channel on this and assume we're in a corrective channel right now. Working our way down here and here, and we'll see how long we stay in the channel, right? So at this point now, right, we're going to see if if Facebook stays in this corrective move, right? So this could be an A. Looks kind of zigzaggish, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. So this looks like an A, not overlapping right there. So A, B, and then we'll see if we get a wave C down here. And then from there, we'll look to see if if the bottom of the channel holds, if we get there. And then once we break out the channel, right, that confirms that the downtrend is done. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See if we get a wave 5 out of that channel. So we're definitely going to be tracking that here on Facebook. So that harmonic is invalidated. Okay. So let's take a look at a couple of ones that we have on the radar going into tonight. So we definitely had AMD on the radar. And let me make sure this is all coming through. Okay, yep. So AMD is coming through good. So again, AMD had 2 harmonics that we looked at this weekend, right? So we had Harmonics 1, the bullish one. That's definitely looking a little bit better. And we had Harmonics 2, the bearish one. Well, a bearish 2 got invalidated, just like Facebook, right? It took out this level right here, right? And then invalidated, right? So that harmonic is no longer good. So we're basically still tracking the bullish harmonic right now. And we did get a shooting star off the 2.618. It could be done. And then we just really need to see what we have, what type of price action we have going in tomorrow. Right now, after earnings, really blah. But this is a tough one to make any sort of, any wager going into earnings because we already hit the 2.618. We ended up closing with a shooting star off of it. So if this is it, if this is the move, right, and AMD is weak going in tomorrow, we would look for a 382 kind of retrace off of this move, so maybe work its way down to the 117 to 115 level, over the next couple days. So definitely keep an eye on AMD going in tomorrow. So that's an interesting one. Another one, let's take a look at Google. So Google, we actually had a bearish harmonic on this one, and they crushed on earnings, right? So the record earnings, all that good stuff. I think their cloud sector got some rough guidance on it. So this one is also opening flat. We're seeing most names open pretty flat and then giving us some direction. Like Tesla, opened flat and then gave us direction. After hours, it gave incredible direction. It got to 1,000, right? And then it went to almost 1,100 today. But, some pretty big moves there. So Google, let's keep an eye on it and see what it does. I've still got a bearish harmonic intact, right? So again, this is pretty tough. The premium wasn't amazing on this. You could actually look at this as a bearish harmonic wing within a bearish harmonic wing. A little bit of a fractal type move here. You can see this is right off of the 382. So what we do here is we go here, make that the default. And so I'll illustrate this on the shorter time frame here. Instead of a wave up, harmonic wing up, down, up, right? And then we'll see how see where this thing goes going into tomorrow, right? So it could be pretty interesting there. Again, it's already given us a down move here, but if we put some extensions on this, right, we go here to the lows, back up to here. Right, so the 1.618 has already been tested, right? The 2.618 has already been tested after hours, right? So we'll see how that holds. And look at that. It got to the 2.618, and imagine that. It bounced off of that. Pretty cool harmonic move. So now we'll see if that gets retested tomorrow within the context of a larger bearish harmonic wing, right? So let's see how that goes there. So good stuff. So one more. Let's take a look at. So Boeing. This was one of the harder ones, right? So this harmonic was really challenging. So Boeing doesn't report until tomorrow morning. But the harmonic that we looked at on this one was like huge macro harmonic stuff, right? So this is like, and this was very sketchy altogether, right? So we had the big move down, up move, kind of a 382 retrace right here. We're going to see if it gets any movement to the upside. So at this point now, let's just see what we do. If we gap up on Boeing, really if we clear a couple of these key levels, or if we clear like 275 on Boeing, I think this thing could be pretty powerful and try to work its way up to the gap, over the next couple weeks or so. But we'll keep an eye on that and see how it goes. And other than that, guys, those are the big names that we have coming up here going into tomorrow. And of course, we'll take a look at some other ones tomorrow evening as well. So hopefully you guys are finding this helpful. But very good stuff. Again, like I said, Facebook invalidated the harmonic, but was there any reason to be in it? No, right? Are earnings a binary event? Yes, right? So, and are a lot of these names chopping and crushing premium? Yes, right? So is selling premium a good idea? Sometimes. It could be, right? But you could also be very dangerous too if it ends up gapping above or below the premium selling level and stay there, right? So that's one of the big things too to keep an eye on. Anyway, guys, good stuff. So at this point now, hopefully you guys found that helpful. At this point now, if anybody's got any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can. Try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff. So Otas sent one a few in here via Twitter. So let's take a look at these here. So of course we got Tesla on the radar. So Tesla was a big move today, guys. Really, really impressive stuff. It bounced off of some key levels here that we use when we look at our options. So we did have 1100. We thought it might tag it there today with some huge option activity on the 1100s. They got pretty close to it within 5 points and then started to reverse. But they definitely showed signs of reversal, right? There was no doubt about it, right? No joke. Do we want to be long here? Maybe we could hold on this one. Do we want to be long here? No way. That's some increased volume right here. Kind of a nasty candle right off of some key level areas, and it ended up dropping back to a couple other nice ones too. So that's the big thing right there. Kind of almost a shooting star candle here on Tesla. So that looks pretty interesting. GME 60 anchor trade today. 60 anchor setup into the close. We got an upper shadow off the ADMA here. It's basically stuck between the 200 and the 8 and the 50. So really, really contained within this range. At this point now, I would just kind of before jumping the gun on anything, right? I would just kind of keep it. Oh, look at that. We got this going on here. Let's see if I can get this here. I know I had that old harmonic on there too. These are good for harmonics, but for our geo lines are like a little bit more clarity here. So again, that's kind of your big area right here, right? We got a couple areas right here of interest, right? So just kind of keep an eye on those geometric lines and see how they hold. Again, corresponding nicely with the moving averages. So we go. In the meantime, we're just kind of contained within that range. So good stuff there. And Shirley sent a few in via email. Shirley, hope you're doing great out there. Let's take a look. So you got Baidu on the radar. Baidu with a doji sandwich down here today. Nice breakdown below the ADMA. See if we get any more follow through on that one. Again, we were generally pretty bearish on this name here. Like we said, pullback, a strong close back over the ADMA could get this thing going again. But otherwise, look for a pullback maybe to the cloud or the 50-day. Could be interesting. PDD, another Chinese name breakdown today. Bearish engulfing candle below the cloud, below the ADMA, below the 50-day. So a little bit nasty on that one. Billy, let's take a look. So Billy with a bounce off the 50-day. Right, a little bit of move in there, so let's see how that holds. And and EAT, let's take a look here. EAT on the radar, nasty breakdown candle here. Could give a little bit more momentum to the downside. We'll see how that goes. And PG, guys, oh my goodness, it ended up closing with increased volume today. They must have pushed that into the close. I checked this into the close today, guys. I really like this name. I've got a 1-2-1-2 on this, and it looks like it's really working on this wave 3. And I love how it closed at the 50-day moving average here today. Wow, PG really starting to move and did not, seriously, it had no volume. It must have been just that last candle here at the end of the day. So definitely keep an eye on this one going into tomorrow. Very, very bullish. Great find on that one there, Shirley. Nice move here too, guys. And also a potential harmonic move, right? So let's just take a look here again. Not necessarily as big because you got the 618 retrace on that, just between the 618 and the 886. But you guys can see here, just a real quick look at it. You got this, right? And then you can see how that wave 3 is working its way up there. So again, let's see how this goes here on PG. Look for follow through on this one over the next couple days if it stays strong. So great find on that one. Love it. Streetlife, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, you've got the NQ on the radar. Let's take a look. So again, pretty epic move. Again, a lot of these names here, have been working on these harmonic patterns. This one has been lagging the S&P a little bit in terms of its highs, right? But it is pretty close here if it wants to, work on this harmonic wing up. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on here as well, right? The RTY, let's take a look. The Russell. So again, this thing too, kind of harmonic-ish, right? But really the big thing here is just this thing has just been super duper range bound, right? So you've got this big geometric line that it just needs to break out of, right? So again, this over this 2330 could get things going there for the RTY, and of course the ES, right? We just did a pretty extensive look at the S&P on this, so very, very similar to that, right? So we got to the 1.618 extension, and we're going to see if it ends up pulling back off of that. So a little bit of a drop here this evening too. Again, watch this channel going into tonight, and then we'll see where we're at tomorrow morning. So good stuff there. And of course, we'll have the levels updated in the bubble report and in the Discord in the morning. So good stuff there. Really appreciate it. Winji, what's going on? Good to see you. You got Netflix on the radar. Let's take a look. So Netflix. So Netflix, again, just amazing strength right here, guys. Ever since it's a massive breakout right here, every geometric pullback, every flag type tightness back to the ADMA has gone bought, tight to the ADMA, bought, tight to the ADMA, bought, right? So right now it's a little bit extended over the ADMA, so we'll see if it continues, maybe get tight to the ADMA, right? And then ends up trying to go up again. We'll see if Netflix can keep this crazy move going. So good stuff there. And JMOS, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, Goldman Sachs. So Goldman Sachs looking pretty interesting. interesting, right? So we're definitely at a major level right here. At this point now, I want to see it over 420, 76 over these all-time highs with some strength. It has been given a little bit of pops intraday, right? But of course, our intraday levels, are telling us, caution, right? This morning we got a push up here. It came right to resistance, resistance, resistance. Try to get above it again, resistance, resistance, right? So let's just see if we can get above those highs and if it gets any volume going through there, and then it might give a trade, right? So, and then the MRK, let's take a look at this one here. So again, kind of grinding its way up here, still defending its gap pretty well off the 50-day moving average, looking okay, right? So let's just see if we can kind of get going here and continue to push over these highs, maybe a little bit of an earnings run, and then we'll see where we go from there. Good stuff. And Jameis, what's going on? Yeah, Facebook. So, Facebook is tough, but it closed under the 200-day moving average. It did give a lower shadow here today, so we just have to see what kind of action we get tomorrow. It's kind of sideways here after hours. Again, as long as it stays under the 200-day, it could be bearish. It might actually even give us a little bit of a bear flag type pattern for more downside, right? So definitely something to keep an eye on there as well. And Thierry, what's going on? Going to see us. You got the Deft F. Let's take a look at this one here. DeFi Technologies, nice. Inside day gap up and then couldn't hold. A quick reversal back up to that and in the range right here. So getting a little bit tricky. I don't know. Just kind of keep an eye on it, see if it flags for you here over the next couple days and gets tight and kind of gets going. But good find on that one too. And John Turner, what's going on? Good to see us. You got Roku on the radar. So Roku, another pullback for Kathy's recent buy. Inside day up again. Kathy, just buy it when it's crossing over the 50-day, right? Don't buy it under the 50-day, the ADMA. Give it an opportunity over the ADMA. Stay in it, right? So ride the trend. Anyway, she buys things a little bit differently than most, right? So upper shadow off of those levels right there, but again, 5-year time span, I guess. So you got to keep people for 5 years though. Snap with a triangle breakdown the other day. Guys, Snap is not up here, although it looks like it. Snap is down here, right? And another upper shadow off of that one. So a little bit of caution there on the Snap attack. And then Geo, what's going on? Going to see it. So you've got bullish, you've got the MQ. Okay, yeah, nice breakout candle on that one. Good push over these levels. Again, good volume coming in this one too. Again, yeah, really after all these levels, yeah, that's a nice candle here on this one. So again, let's see if it gets any follow through the upside on that. And then you got in the bearish here, you got Docu. Yeah, nice shooting star candle off of this one here too. Again, push off the cloud. I wouldn't be surprised if it pulled back to the ADMA. So definitely want to keep an eye on there as well. John Turner, you got a couple other on the radar right here. You got Tree on the radar, right to the 50-day, ABMD. Bearish engulfing candle, so be careful it breaks down below today's lows. Shreya, what's going on? Going to see you got DOCN on the radar with a spinning top at the ADMA. That's a little bit tricky, but still continuing to grind its way up. ESTC, big shooting star candle here off of the to get all-time highs and a quick rejection of those levels. You got the MQ on the radar with a big breakdown on this, big breakout on this one. Oh, cool! Great minds think alike on this one. So nice find here. So let's see how that goes. Pins. Again, same thing, guys. Kind of a momentum bearish engulfing candle down here off of this recent gap down, right? So, and again, guys, don't forget, we were bearish on this name after we got below the inside day. Pins, SSTK. Let's take a look at John Turner. So, kind of a bullish-ish engulfing candle, kind of right the bounce off the 50-day. Big range here today. Nutanix, the dog food company, under the 80 on that one with a potential move to the 200-day. And Tree has also got PD on the radar. Rejection of the cloud, so looking pretty interesting there. And INMD. Bit of a hammerish type candle off the ADMA, see if it gets over those highs and kept going. Michael Phillips, what's going on? Going to see a FTCV. Let's take a look. Woo! Big move on that one here today. Again, big spinning top there. And then with Napa Bras, let's take a look. And what's the Napa Bras ticker? WTRH, is that one there? Oh, with WTRH, is that a ticker? Oh, Waiter Holds, yeah, big name on that one. Napa. Okay, yeah, good green candle on that one here today at the ADMA. Bros. Still grinding its way up here over the ADMA. PLTR, guys, nasty reversal. PLTR, good move today, but nasty reversal. Kind of a mini harmonic here on the lower term time frames. One of our members mentioned this one here today. Does this look like a harmonic on the hourly chart? I was like, indeed it does. Right, it got to the 2.618 extension here today, and a beautiful reversal off of that, which is pretty cool. That was an intraday harmonic that one of our members pointed out in the group, which is really cool. I love it. Nice rejection of the prior geometric line too. So cool stuff there on PLTR. Good stuff. Thanks, Michael Phillips. Really appreciate it. 2020 says it all. What's going on? Good to see you. Let's see with DKNG. DKNG, ooh, gap up today, which is nice. But could not hold here so far, right? So it's still struggling here at these levels. Let's see if we kind of get above those geometrics there. SEAH. Let's take a look. Woo! There's a candle. Michael Phillips, look at that one. Sports Entertainment at Corp. That's the candle we like on our birthday cake. And then Penn, let's take a look here. pin just getting really tight in this range right here. It's kind of grinding, right? So it makes it really tough. Premium crusher. Tracy, what's going on? Good to see you. AFRM, big retrace back into the former range right here. Gave a breakout opportunity yesterday. Bearish engulfing candle today sitting on the 80 MA. So below today's lows, could get this thing going again. So we've got that going on. SI, let's take a look. Grinding its way up over the 80 MA with the gap fill today, so pretty nice stuff to keep in mind. It did its job, and it's having trouble with a lot of these upper shadows up here, so you might grind sideways here for a little bit. And BABA also filled its gap here today, a bit of a lower shadow off of that under the 80 MA here as well. So good stuff there. Shriya SSYS, big inside day today off of the breakout candle here. Again, it's got to get over today's highs if it wants to keep going. And Armando, happy Tuesday. Good to see you. Let's see, we got Dow on the radar. Big doji there under the 80 MA today, so a little bit of caution off of that one. That was a great mover for you recently, though. MS actually pretty strong today. Some good relative strength on this one. Good volume. I actually liked this one, but then I was like, oh, look at this. We got ex-dividend coming up in 2 days, right? So as much as this looks like it wants to break out right here, watch out for the ex-dividend pullback and then see where we go from there. Good. And what else? Shriya, you got AXLA on the radar. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, big push to the 200-day moving average. Again, crazy wild pharma name. I love it. Sort of biotech name. Very good stuff right there. And then Michael Phillips, you got the SQM on the radar. Let's take a look. Yep, nice green candle here. Broke over a key pivot level on that one. You got Lit on the radar. You got the lithium names, right? So let's see if we can push over those highs and continue to keep going. And then Clow with almost a bearish engulfing candle, but dark cloud cover. So a little bit of caution off of the cloud computing ETF. So, keep a little close eye on that one there. Mosby, MQ, you're the third one to look at this one right here. So again, big breakout here through its geometric line. Good volume today, huge volume today. See if we get any follow through on that one going into tomorrow. All-time highs after hours, nice. Gap and go target for tomorrow as well. Yeah, if it can get and stay above that 32.75 level, right, and then push with strength above its pre-market highs or the after hours highs. So definitely want to keep an eye on there. Tracy Crocs. And again, upper shadow here off of that key level, right? That prior resistance level. So caution there too. And Shriya, OLED, tough name to trade. Big upper shadow, still below the 80 MA on this one. And Tracy, FedEx. Yeah, this is interesting. Kind of on the bullish radar here too. UPS had a strong gap and go day today. Here's the UPS candle, guys. We pointed this one out in the bubble report too for a potential move, right? So that strength there, FedEx with a little bit of sympathy moves on that. So possible doji sandwich up to the 50-day moving average, above the 50-day moving average. You got your open gap, right? So definitely one to look at to keep an eye on there. So good stuff. And NVIDIA, yeah, so NVIDIA, again, tough to chase right here. We pointed this out long last Monday. So they ended up giving us a great move right here. And we also pointed out as a swing opportunity into November. It's not even November yet, and we were like thinking all-time highs. And not only did it get to all-time highs, got to 250, right? So let's see if we can consolidate up here a little bit. It's a little bit extended over its 80 MA. Might chop around for a little bit, and then we'll see if we can get going. So good stuff there. Michael, you got fun on the radar. Again, wild name right there. Again, same thing, just like the DWAC, the BKKT. Again, big pullback, almost dark cloud cover candle on that one, and the DWAC just nasty. And in fact, DWAC's really hard to trade here, guys, unless you're trading shares. But the option's just not even worth it to fill the gap. We looked at it today on that inside day down, and it was like it was barely 1-to-1 risk reward on debit spreads, and the regular straight options were way too expensive because of the volatility. So pretty wild stuff there. But yeah, just nasty. But anyway, good stuff, guys. Awesome charts tonight. Really good. Really appreciate it. So again, we're heading into Wednesday tomorrow. Again, we've got tomorrow's an expiration day for S&P. So we'll see how that goes. We've got earnings, Boeing coming up tomorrow. We'll see how the world reacts to Google in the morning and all that stuff, and AMD, and we'll see where we go from there. So, and then we'll check out some Harmonics tomorrow night and go through questions and chart requests. So we'll see where we go from there. Tracy, I'll take a look at one more here. LCID. Big shooting star candle, looking nasty right off of those prior resistance levels right here, right? So there is a bunch of option activity on this thing, right? But a lot of it's kind of a little bit farther dated out. So kind of see what it does here. It might work on a bigger kind of cup and handle pattern and then see if it breaks out maybe later in November. But definitely keep an eye on it if it breaks out over 28.25. So good stuff. All right, guys, awesome charts tonight. Really appreciate it. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. We'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning right here on YouTube for the Good Morning Market Prep video. And until then, guys, stay healthy out there and remember your risk first and stay